Hi, my name is Kristin Dean, and I'm a student at Liberty University, and I'm doing a PowerPoint interpersonal communication for class HSCO 508. Okay, my topic is going to include the introduction, my overall arching goals, my behavior blend, how my behavior blend has influenced my conversation, internal and external noise pollutants, and solution to the pollutants, and any action plan that my conversation and listening skills and references. This is my PowerPoint. Okay, I'm 34 years old. I'm currently from Lafayette, Louisiana, and I am recently engaged as of February 2015. I graduated from University of Lafayette, Louisiana in Child and Family Studies with a minor in psychology, and I'm pursuing my master's in Liberty University in Human Service Counseling field in marriage and family counseling. Okay. Also, now I'm going to tell you what is interpersonal communication skills. Stewart defines interpersonal communication skills as a type or kind of communication that happens when people involve and talk and listen in ways that maximize the presence and person. Peters describes two levels of communicating and sharing information, connecting with others. Stewart states that communication is a continuous complex of collaborative process of verbal and nonverbal meaning making, and 6 features of communication, which are meaning, choice, culture, identities, conversation, and nexting. Okay, Stewart also goes on to list to define the personal, which states there are 5 qualities and characteristics that distinguish impersonal from interpersonal communication, which is unique, unmeasurable, responsive, reflective, and addressable. Inhaling combines 2 active interpretive processes of perceiving and listening. The term inhaling is used to highlight the perception and listening parts of communication process. Perception of things and of people in an active and passive process. Active perception means that you constantly have a perception of someone. Whenever you see someone, you're always thinking about what's going on with them. You either have a negative or a positive perception, and as you get to know that person, it tends to change. There are 2 forms of interpersonal communication, which is inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling is whenever... Oh, we did inhaling already, sorry. Exhaling is used to focus attention on the message that has been expressed. Exhaling refers to self-expression or our ability to be open within the communication process, to self-verify. There are 5 perception difficulties that can especially affect your interpersonal communication. Fast thinking, avoiding overload, the entertainment factor, snap judging, and attributional errors. Overarching goals. My overarching goal is to become a better empathetic listener. Empathetic listener is which listeners refrain from judging the talker and place themselves in other position. I always tend to, when somebody's talking to me, if their tone is kind of harsh or mean, I feel that is directed towards me. And I need to realize that some people just have a harsher tone, or their accent maybe not as light as mine. So I just need to know that that's just the way they speak, and it's not nothing personal towards me. My second one is to become a better communicator by effectively trying to explain my point of view to someone. It annoys whenever I talk to someone and I have to explain to them 2 or 3 times of what I want. It makes me feel like they weren't listening to me. But I need to realize that how I talk to a college student and how I talk to someone that haven't even graduated high school is 2 different things. So that's something I'm working on with this class. My behavior blend. A behavior blend is defined as personal thoughts, feelings, behaviors, motivational desires. Everyone has their own unique characteristics, which allows them to bring to group discussions. There are 4 temperament models of human behavior, which is active task-oriented, active people-oriented, passive people-oriented, and passive task-oriented. Okay, mine is ISSI. I scored 81 out of 100 on our interpersonal skills test that we had to take for the class, which was really good. And my results said that I'm very adept in interpreting other people's words and actions and like seeing things from different perspectives. I may have a few misunderstandings, but I do display some form of empathy when talking to someone, and I'm able to converse with anyone depending on their situation and make them feel comfortable in their current need. My personal blend sees me as being dominating, directive, demanding, determined, and decisive, steady, stable, shy, serving, security-oriented, influencing, inspiring, introducing, expressive, and interested in people, very cautious, compliment, calculating, and compliant. My personal behavior, when my family sees me as being people-oriented, I get along with others, I'm very outgoing, very charismatic and sensitive, and I'm a loyal friend. The outsiders see me as being passive and active. People see me as inspiring. Leadership skills can vary. I'm good at avoiding conflicts, and I'm a very influential person. My positives, I'm very self-motivated. My leadership skills is unbiased. My loyalty to my company and friends. I prefer a positive environment, and I have great people skills, especially in large crowds. My negatives are that I'm emotional at times. I see people see me as a crowd pleaser. I'm too helpful, which goes unappreciated at times, and I spend too much time pleasing people. Internal noise pollutions. According to Noise Off, which defines noise pollution as unwanted, human-created sound that has the effect of being annoying, distractive, painful, and physical harm. Internal noise pollution can be our thoughts. Normally, whenever we're talking to someone and we tend to kind of wonder what we can do later on or where we can be at, that's our internal noise pollution. We often miss information that is being said, which have to cause us to either ask questions or ask the speaker to repeat what is being said again. External noise pollutions is something that makes a lot of noise. Cars screeching, horns being blown, children yelling and screaming, running through the house, doors slamming. That's something that's just very loud and very just out of the ordinary that affects you and the speaker and makes them lose their train of thought oftentimes. Solutions to noise pollutions. Maintain eye contact with the speaker. Try to stand in close proximity of each other. Engage the speaker by asking questions. Paraphrase what is being said to make sure you are listening and prevent wandering thoughts. To prevent distractions, you can move into a corner to get away from the crowd and maintain privacy and prevent interruptions. Always keep the door closed to rooms. In my action plan to increase my communication skills is to use the talker listening card that was introduced by Peterson. Prevent interrupting the speaker by asking questions or issuing rebuttal statements. Become a mindful listener. Use the I hear you and I have a different perception method, and use meta communication skills. I'm going to also, to become a better empathetic listener, I'm going to listen empathetically, refrain from judging anyone, not let myself be distracted by outside influencers, pay attention to the talker's total communication, and show an okay attitude. And there's my PowerPoint for the HSCO Class 508. I hope you learned a lot from me, and just realize that whenever you're speaking to someone, sometimes they're not on the same level as you. Sometimes they may have a different level or way of thinking or speaking. So just kind of realize who your audience is and adjust your conversation accordingly. Thank you.